Can I help you?
Hi, can I ask you a few questions on the motivator?
Sure. Come on in.
All right, let's get started here with the interview. So, question number one. How does your product use or challenge conventions? And how does it represent social groups or issues?
Well, let me start by saying that it's a drama film. It meets the conventions of a drama because we comment on a realistic issue. You know, the issue of self-doubt, lack of motivation, burnout, and all those issues that come with training, competing, and self-improvement. So we're appealing to a wide audience of people who self-improve, people who train, basically young athletes like that. And we challenge these conventions of a typical drama, and we comment on this issue by personifying the internal struggle. We put a name and a face. The name and a face being the motivator, and he represents the internal struggle that comes with these issues. And unlike typical drama films, there's something you can see. It's not only an internal struggle, but it's an external struggle. And further, we establish a personal journey of the main character because this motivator is in his mind. And we imply that, like, although in the opening it seems to be working, the motivator pushes him to work harder. Maybe after he points to the calendar, after he establishes that big event, maybe the motivator won't be so effective. That's what we imply. And it creates room for personal growth of the main character, which is a common convention in drama. And we also do this through the diegetic sound of the music because it says that the main character is staying motivated, but it also contrasts with the negative connotation of the motivator. You know, he's cursing at him, he's making fun of him, he's saying, you don't even want to do it. He's saying that you can't do it, and then the music contrasts that with, maybe I can. And that is a good contrast and common in dramas. It's like a dichotomy of man. It's the personal growth and internal struggle of a character and his mind. And yeah, I would say that's how Does that answer your question?
All right, moving on to the next question. How does your product engage with the audience? And how would it be distributed as a real media text?
How does it engage with the audience? Well, first, it engages with a younger 18 to 25 age range audience. One way it does is through the music. You know, it's rap. Typically, that's the younger generation, the Zoomers and the Millennials. 18, 25, I think Millennial is actually older than that. But it also is like an athletic audience. And I would go so far as to say more male, as it deals with male mental health and male struggles, specifically like male inadequacy, which a female audience would not really engage with. But how does it engage with it? First, we employ a close-up shot, which engages us with the main protagonist. You know, we start with the chin-ups, but to show the protagonist's feelings, we have a close-up shot of his reaction, a demonstration of his lack of motivation, and it allows the audience to sympathize with him and sympathize with his struggles. And another way we do this is through our editing, is a two-shot. We implement a two-shot when we introduce the motivator, the person who's in his head. We use a two-shot where he's almost looming over the main character, which demonstrates to the audience that he is he has control over the protagonist. The motivator is looming over him in the two shot, and it shows that like the protagonist is weaker and engages the audience with that idea. How would this be distributed? Most likely on a streaming service, as the younger audience, 18 to 25 age range, does not go to the movie theaters as much. They have quick sources of media. Let me scroll through TikTok for 8 hours, right? So anyway, it wouldn't go to a movie theater. And another way I could distribute it and also market it is through social media and a website. And similar to the 2019 film Joker, we could stir some controversy around this film, as it seems male mental health is controversial in the media, especially if I made a social media and say I posted as if it was the motivator speaking. That could generate some controversy and stir some hype around this movie, as male mental health is considered a negative topic and could stir some controversy. And I think that answers the question.
All right, and after that question, Michael, and this moves on to our next question. How does your production? Michael, my next question will be, how have your production skills improved over the length of this project?
Let me tell you, I knew nothing about production skills when I began this project, but I'll say the biggest development in my skills is, first of all, scheduling. Making a calendar that everyone can adhere to is especially difficult, especially with my wrestling. Other sports that my group members played, but also the keeping sets consistent and costumes consistent over the course of a couple months as this filming took were definitely difficult for production. I can see that being one person's entire job for a film, is just scheduling the film and making sure everything will work out okay. Shout out to Studio Binder for helping me progress my skills, as that YouTube channel surely taught me the meaning of shots. One example is the two shot that I talked about earlier, and how it taught me to show the relationship between two characters, the two shot of the motivator peering over the protagonist to display his lack of control, and how the motivator, we don't know. The opening establishes to the audience that, I don't even know.
Michael, my last and final question is, how did you integrate technology into your project?
Great question. First of all, Adobe for editing. Took a while to learn how to use it, and so that's a part of the skills I also developed. I learned how to use Adobe. I think I talked about that. But GarageBand I integrated, not only to edit the royalty-free music we found, but also finding the royalty-free music on YouTube was a technology that we integrated, and royalty-free websites. Filming, we filmed on an iPhone 12 Pro Max squared. And let me tell you, that was difficult at first, but you use an iPhone every day, at least for me, and after a while you get used to it. Another thing we integrated were example websites. We found examples on YouTube, obviously, but also Studio Binder. That website contributed into our research, and a lot of the videos in my blog are actually from Studio Binder, and a lot of the videos shown by our teacher were from Studio Binder. And so, that's how we integrated technologies.
All right, sir. Thank you for your interview. I loved it.
It's been great.
And the movie, The Motivator, amazing.
Yep. Thank you.